This is Basement Bracket Talk.
Hey everybody!
Welcome back after 2 weeks off.
2-week hiatus, man. We're really excited to be back on the mic. Sorry I was in Disney World.
Yeah, why'd you go away, man?
Dude, I'm on a family vacation, you know.
Can't go away during the season.
Dude, I was disappointed, man.
You missed a lot of games.
I know, I was too tired. I couldn't even watch St. John's at Grand Canyon.
Oh, at Grand Canyon.
I missed that whole game.
That blows, man.
Yeah, no, it's the worst. But good thing is a lot of great games have been going on. And since all we really do is talk about previous games and matchups, we thought we'd switch it up this week, right?
Yeah, let's talk about some players.
Some highlight players. Some of them you know about. Some of them you'll probably always hear on ESPN. Some of them maybe not so much. So it'll be fun, you know. Let's delve into our first one. Who do you want to kick it off with?
Start out with someone that everyone should know about because he's a 4-year player and West Virginia's been great all his 4 years. Jevon Carter.
Jevon Carter, yo. I think he's a Wooden Award candidate. I haven't really heard many analysts talking about that, but when you look at the numbers, 6'2", senior, he's 6'2", 205. So he's, that's a strong body that could finish.
He can shoot like anyone too.
Yeah. I mean, he's getting 43% from three, which is solid, along with 90% free throw shooting, which this day and age with how the game is being called,
it's huge.
That's why the numbers have just been crazy for so many guards.
Yeah, call so many fouls.
You get to the line so much. So
freedom of movement.
If you knock down those free throws, you're next level talent and that much more important to your team. So, along with that, he leads the country in steals per game.
Yeah, Press Virginia.
3.8 steals a game.
Man.
That's basically 4 steals a game from one player every game. That's outstanding. Number 1 in the nation. Along with 6 assists per game, solid. 5.4 rebounds a game for a 6'2" guard. 5.4 rebounds a game. Great, and you can't go wrong with 19.4 points a game.
Yeah, and his team's only lost once, right?
Yeah.
And they're missing Issa Ahmad, too. So
yeah, that's a really interesting topic because, they lost to Texas A&M. Haven't lost since. Have they really been, blowing out teams? No, but they got good wins against, Missouri. They recently showed up against Virginia.
Yeah,
that was a good game, They beat Pittsburgh, which really isn't a great win.
It's a rivalry game on the road.
But that's why it's they won the game 69-60, I think was the final score. So you're all right, you expect them to kind of blow out Pittsburgh because you're wow, West Virginia's really got a
but it's a
great
backyard brawl, man, on the road.
I mean, yeah, no doubt that has a
no
certain
blowouts
impact.
in the backyard brawl. Come on.
Yeah, but that's what makes West Virginia interesting because since Kansas really isn't elite. On that elite status, it's can West Virginia challenge Kansas for the Big 12 championship?
I think they could.
I think they could.
I really think they could, man.
I'm excited about the Big 12 this year in general.
Yeah, and it's funny because our first show, we were Kansas is going to run away with the Big 12. It's going to be easy.
Because it just makes the most sense because they have Devontae Graham and
but the Big 12's sick now.
Yeah, well, okay, here's the thing is I'm excited for the Big 12 because I think it's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, there's 10 teams and they're all good.
First place team might be 11-7.
Yeah.
When all is said and done. And the worst team, honestly, might be 6-12.
Iowa State, maybe.
Iowa
State hasn't lost since their first 2 games either.
Yeah.
They've been winning.
They'll definitely compete in games. Obviously, I mean, the talent might come back to haunt them. Because that just happens with so many of those teams. Like Georgetown last year, how they just ended up only winning 5 games because, dots wouldn't connect. But I still think every game in the Big 12 this year is going to be crazy. You
could be looking at 8 teams in the tournament.
Maybe.
8 out of 10. You could.
Yeah.
You honestly could.
You really have to see what other teams produce and who gets bad losses and all that. So I'd love to see it.
I think West Virginia can throw up a challenge. And
I think Jevon Carter is just going to thrive, because he knows what he's doing.
Year, man.
He's been around 4 years. They get Issa Ahmad back.
Yeah. Him, Miles. Miles is a senior too. He's playing well.
Then I think West Virginia is the front runner for the championship.
Wow.
Once they get it back. Yeah, they are.
We'll see. I don't know. I can't pick against Kansas right now.
Kansas lost to Washington at home. They also lost to
Arizona State.
Arizona State's good, and I kind of picked Arizona State in that game.
Yeah,
but
I think I did too.
I don't know. I just think body of work, West Virginia has so much more than Kansas. Not so much more, but I think West Virginia is the team in the Big 12 that can challenge Kansas.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Just matter if they can win it. All right, let's go to the next one. One of your favorite players. Doral Moore.
Oh, Doral, Wake Forest. See, this player has not been getting really any media attention because Wake Forest isn't doing great.
Yeah, but he's shooting 84%.
He's leading the nation in field goal percentage.
84%.
Quietly, 84% field goals. That's 84% of his shots going in. Granted, he's the kind of player that gets mostly dunks. And for me, this is interesting because he's getting 11 points a game and 7.7 rebounds a game, which is like, all right, you're like, I'll take that. He's only playing 21 minutes.
Yeah.
He's only playing. I don't know. That could be like due to foul trouble, things like that.
I don't really know because I haven't watched Wake Forest at all. We just kind of came across this guy's stat line. It's like he gets 11 points in 21 minutes and he's shooting 84%.
And I think most interesting about him is that last year, like he's a junior now.
Yeah.
His freshman season, he was playing like 7 minutes a game. Sophomore, only 8 minutes a game. And then he takes a huge jump, is playing 21 minutes a game. He's getting 11 and 7. Basically 11 and 8 if you round up.
21 minutes. That's pretty awesome.
21 minutes with leading the nation in field goal percentage. So I just think that's, people are probably going to see Wake Forest on their schedule in the ACC and be like, all right, the worst team in the ACC, and think they could write it off. But, like, just so you know, this guy won't miss. You got to defend him.
Yeah, they're going to be tough. I don't know if they're going to be tough, but he's good.
Yeah, I mean, there's no easy.
The ACC is always tough.
Yeah.
Now, especially now, Boston College is pretty good.
Yeah, or at least Boston. Like, every team feels like they have a shot, and I think that's what's the most important.
No easy nights in the ACC.
No, not at all.
Let's go to who Bill Walton proclaimed the future of basketball, DeAndre Ayton.
DeAndre Ayton's it's really interesting, like all the top freshmen of this class, because like they're all like those 7-footers that just change games with their
He's so
their
good. Like, he can
presence.
shoot too. He just he was pulling up against Alabama Saturday. He was just drilling
His
shots.
shooting percentage is like, I'm pretty sure he's shooting like 28% from 3. Like that could like definitely.
He's not really a 3-point shooter.
Well, yeah, because he's 7'1".
Yeah, but he's shooting 60% from the field. Besides that.
Yeah, 60% from the field is like, you gotta respect that. And on top of that, 20 points a game and 12 rebounds. He's averaging there's so many players averaging double-doubles this year so far, and it's kind of surprising.
It's because of the fouls.
You expect it in the beginning, like in the beginning of the season, because they're playing like worse teams. But now it's December, and there's multiple players that are averaging double-doubles, and that's literally not something you really see at all.
It's like it's a product of because you can't play defense anymore because they just call fouls on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's ridiculous, especially in the post for like a guy like him and like Jordan Murphy.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that makes your bigs need to learn how to shoot free throws. It's like if you can't shoot free throws, you're like a liability on a college basketball team now. It's just the way it is.
Yep, just how it got.
Yeah, well, he's definitely going to be a first-round draft pick. I'm sure Arizona.
He might go first overall.
He might. I mean, I don't know. I think that there's like that's subject to change left and right throughout the year with like Mohamed Bamba.
I would probably take Ayton right now, first overall. But I don't know. Yeah, everything changes really. So
I'd take either one of them. I'd flip a coin and take Bamba or DeAndre Ayton.
I feel like Ayton's more of a finished product. But I don't know. They're both good. We'll see what happens later in the year. Let's talk to the next guy who I think is the best player in the nation, Trae Young. He's getting 28.8 points a game, and he's getting 8.8 assists. That's just absurd. He's a freshman.
He's a freshman. That is beyond absurd. And, like, that's not – you knew he was going to be good. He was, like, a top 20, top 25 high school player. But like,
not like this. Like, this is amazing. You know, there's like D'Angelo Russell. Like, when Russell was, like,
but this is even better than D'Angelo
Oh, no,
Russell.
Yeah, it is better. But I'm saying, like, where it just, like, came on, and you're like, oh, this guy's going to be good. But, like, now, like, come on.
In all honesty, like, we've never seen anything like this.
No, he's getting 28 points a game with 8 assists. He had 43 against Oregon.
40, yeah, no, and he's 6'2". He's a 6'2" freshman that just scores at will. 28.8 points a game, 8.8 assists, and like he also only really gets 3 turnovers a game. And you think like that's kind of a lot. Like, I mean, that's not a little. Like a lot of the senior guards in college basketball, you're like they get like half a turnover a game, turnover a game. Like they just don't turn the ball over that much, but like. Trae Young, you know, he's getting 3, but then you look at the assists, and you're like, the assist-to-turnover ratio is like...
It's insane.
It's insane.
And then, he's like Steph Curry. He's literally like Steph Curry in college, where you can't, like, guard him.
Yeah, like, he's, like, impossible. But the thing with Oklahoma, it's like you shut down Trae Young, and, like, you essentially shut down, like, the beating heart of the team, which is why Oklahoma hasn't been a perfect team this year. I mean, they could still go to the NCAAs.
They've only lost once. They got a good offense. I think they'll be in the tournament.
Yeah, and they lost to Arkansas
They lost
like
to
a
Arkansas.
really good game.
That was a really good game. Yeah, but I think they'll be in the tournament. That offense is too good. And you said like you gotta stop Trae Young, but like no one has.
Yeah.
Like no one has stopped.
It's like if you can
him,
hold them to like 25 points, you did a great job.
Yeah, no one. Yeah, you got to do that. But
Trae
that's
Young,
really
man.
tough to do because he's the best scorer in the nation.
A lot of good guards in the Big 12 this year.
Big 12's so fun.
Yeah.
I love the rivalries too.
Yeah, no, there's just so many.
Big Monday, the 9 o'clock Big 12 game. Oh man,
Gotta love
sign
it.
me up.
Gotta love it.
2 weeks away.
2 weeks.
That is awesome.
All
I
right.
cannot wait.
Let's kick it off to a mid-major. A mid-major kid.
I
that's
wouldn't even
been
consider Middle
showing
Tennessee a
up.
mid-major anymore. This team just beat 2 straight SEC teams. They're playing Auburn this week, and their best player, Nick King, transferred from Alabama. I think he got hurt last year, so he didn't really play that much. But he went from what did he get last year? He got like 6 points a game. Oh, he got 3 points a game actually, and now he's getting 24 points a game, 6 rebounds. That's insane.
Those are the best surprises in college basketball because it's not something you could have predicted, but it's like you give a kid an opportunity and they step up.
Yeah, he
and
went
like
to Middle Tennessee. They lost a lot of guys, and now he's the guy, and they're good again. They're really good again.
beating 2 SEC teams, about to play another one. I mean, they're kind of making a statement, be like, "Hey, what up, SEC?
I don't know.
Why aren't we in you?" Like
They should, yeah, right? Last year, they got like 30-3, and they got to the second round of the tournament.
yeah, that was like they were underseeded last year.
Yeah, they were a 12 seed. That was
playing
that was a joke.
Minnesota.
Poor
Yeah,
Minnesota, man.
Poor Minnesota got screwed. Hopefully, Minnesota can make a little turnaround.
Yeah, right. Hopefully, they don't get placed this year in the tournament against like Nevada. Imagine that they got Nevada this year after getting Middle Tennessee. Yeah, Nick King, man, he's putting up some crazy numbers.
Yeah.
And you should watch him. He's going to be someone you'll hear about in March. This is his third school. He got like he was at Memphis. He went to Memphis, Alabama, then Middle Tennessee. So
Really killing it in the South over there, man.
yeah, he got to.
Nick King.
I don't think he ever got more than 7 points a game too at Memphis, and now he's getting 24. So that's pretty wild
Good
this
for
senior
him.
year.
Good to see him like finally start to like settle into his college game because there's so many players where that's just kind of been happening. Like we were just talking about that with like Seventh Woods, like how we expected him to like play a lot, and he's like not really getting his chance at North Carolina in his sophomore year, and that just happens, it happens,
Yeah.
and then it's cool when they transfer and you see them come to life. So
Let's go to the next guy, Jordan Murphy.
kick it off to the Middle Tennessee former NCAA team, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Former NCAA opponent.
Yeah, Jordan Murphy played against Middle Tennessee last year.
Yeah.
But he wasn't like he is this year.
Yeah, Jordan Murphy is another one of those dudes just averaging a double-double.
Yeah, he's getting 9 points per game more than last year, and he's had a double-double in every single game.
Yeah, every game.
Every single game he's gotten a double-double.
And a big part of that is like Minnesota's lack of depth.
Yeah.
Like we talk how they really like their starting five is as good as anybody in the country, but then it kind of drops off. Like they really only got like 6 like guys that you really know about. And then after that, it's like really just guys getting sporadic minutes here and there. Like no one pulling numbers like Jordan Murphy. I mean, 20 points a game, 13 rebounds.
Yeah, he's coming off a
I think
24 and 18
That's like
game
first in the
against
nation.
Drake.
I think 13 rebounds a game. I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and he's only 6'6".
He's a beast.
Yeah, he's 6'6", like 240, I think.
He just wants it more than everyone else.
Yeah, he's a force to be reckoned with. He's really, really, really hard to defend. He's grown so much. Like
He's amazing.
Not physically,
like,
but
he throws down on people too.
yeah.
He's amazing.
I always confuse
He's probably the
him
most
and
fun
Reggie
to
Lynch.
watch.
Yeah.
He's so fun to watch. Like, just not even like, because usually like you would think guards are the most fun to watch. Like watching on the perimeter, like pulling up and stuff. Like his like post moves, like spin, and he'll just throw down on someone. Is awesome.
Yeah, and
It's playing in Minnesota.
Jordan
too.
Murphy
Coolest
is
arena.
like could be player of the year in
Dude,
the,
if he's getting 20 and
Big
13,
Ten.
he could be player of the year in the whole
obviously,
nation.
My Spartans. Miles
Dude,
Bridges.
but if he's getting 20 and 13, he could be player of the year in the whole nation.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. You know what always happens when conference play starts? The numbers go down. I mean, not that Minnesota hasn't been playing people. They've been playing. They haven't even really been winning that much.
Yeah, I mean,
Not as much as like we originally
they just
thought.
beat Drake by 1 point. Due, in fact, to Jordan Murphy getting 24 and 18.
Yeah, 24 and 8.
It's insane. And you said he's like 6'7"?
He's 6'6", I think, when I checked. Yeah, 6'6", like 240.
He's getting 18.
He doesn't really
rebounds.
look like it though. He looks like you'd expect like 6'6", 240. Like, oh, that guy's like.
Yeah.
But he just kind of looks like a dude. I don't know.
He's amazing. He's he's got a good chance to win Big Ten Player of the Year at least.
Yeah.
Him or Miles.
Miles. Big Ten's another really fun conference to watch this year. You got like a little
debatable.
taste of conference play. I don't know. It's fun to watch, but like there's not.
No, yeah, it is fun to watch because the arenas are cool and stuff. But like, yeah, it's not really.
And I'm like curious to see who really makes it. In this conference, like, because obviously we know Michigan State's elite. After that, it's like, all right, Purdue is really good. Minnesota's supposed to be good.
Minnesota, Purdue, they're like that, the second tier.
I think teams like Michigan now are going to have their time in the spotlight. And Michigan is probably going to be a tournament team because they'll
be a tournament team because there's no one in the Big Ten.
Yeah, so
they're going to be the Forrest. They'll be a tournament team.
Mm-hmm.
Maryland, I don't know. I don't know if Maryland's any good.
It's really hard to figure out if half the Big Ten is good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just don't know.
And then it's like the bottom feeders of the Big Ten are like starting to get like wins now too. So it's just confusing
Rutgers.
Everybody. Yeah, Rutgers, even Nebraska. Like
it's just
Nebraska's
weird.
been losing like kind of a lot. Like they lost to Creighton, lost to St. John's. But they just beat Minnesota.
Yeah, it's
so you're like, all right, like there's potential here.
I don't understand that conference.
Yeah, well, that's why I think it's so much fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and the arenas are really cool.
And I think we could end it there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then in our next video, we're gonna talk about the matchups this upcoming weekend because December has been low key lit on the matchup squad. This weekend's got some great games coming up. Going to see some old school rivalries that have been separated by conferences breaking up and things like that. So it'll be a fun weekend. I'm excited.
Yep.
Stay tuned.
This is Basement Bracket Talk.